Hi, good morning, everybody. So, let us discuss the last unit of your syllabus market regulations. So, in the earlier classes, we have brief about this particular topic regulators, right? How a market is regulated. So, what and all comes under this? So, how we need to control a particular market or the investments. So, as we all know, whenever a person wants to invest, maybe it is in the markets, capital markets, primary market, or any stock exchanges, in the securities, the interest of the investors is the main object of any of the markets. How well equipped is the market regulator? How well equipped is the interest of investors, right? So let us discuss a few things regarding this. So in Indian financial system there are few market regulators like Reserve Bank of India, which looks after the monetary transactions, the SEBI, what we will study in this particular chapter, Securities and Exchange Board of India. Then there is NABARD. Then there is Ministry of Finance, the Company Law Board, which I have already discussed. Then there is IRDA, that is Insurance Regulatory and Market, Development Authority. So why there should be a market regulator? What is the need for market regulators? First one is to protect the interest of stakeholders. The regulators will protect the interest of its stakeholders and concentrate more on the day-to-day activities of the constituents. That means, so how we are going to do the day-to-day transaction, how well secured it is, that will be seen. To promote the financial system, to promote in the sense to help the financial system get equipped, okay, whether it is supervision, whether it is the transactions, this helps to increase or to promote the financial system. Third one, to minimize the scare, right? So the government always wants to minimize the scare in the mindsets of the investors. So what happens when someone invests? There will be a scare about what will happen to my investment, what will happen to my money. So in order to reduce the scare, the government intervention is very necessary. So it helps to minimize the scares like panics, crashes, or any other instabilities in the market. Then to promote healthy competition, obviously we have seen this in various uh, heads, right? To promote a healthy competition, there is competition in each and every field. So to promote a healthy competition, government interferes. So there comes a need of market regulators. Then to provide efficient financial services, so to provide a efficient and good financial services such as mutual funds, or you call them a merchant bankers or stock brokers, there is a need of market regulator. To promote stability, to keep a stability in the market, government intervention is necessary. And the last one, to promote savings and investments in the country by taking necessary steps and helping the investors to know that your investments is safe and your money is secured. It helps to promote savings and investments in the country. Next, what is the role of market regulators? Development of securities and capital markets. So it helps to develop the securities, that is stock exchanges and capital markets. It regulates the activities of market intermediaries. So whoever, we have talked about the intermediaries, may it be the brokers or the middlemen, so whoever are doing the transactions, mutual fund companies, everybody, it helps to regulate the activities. To protect and promote the interest of investment, that is what we have seen, why there is a need of market regulators. And the last one is contribute healthy development of securities market. To contribute a healthy development or to keep a healthy competition among the market, there is a need of market regulators. Next is the very important thing, SEBI, right? Securities and Exchange Board of India. So in order to protect the interest of investors in securities, so whoever is going to invest in securities, and to protect them, their investments, to promote the development and regulations of securities market, the government of India set up SEBI on 12/4 to 1988, and it was given a legal status in the year 1992. So why SEBI was introduced? So to generally to protect the interest of the investments, to regulate the market, right? To know what and all things are going on in the securities market. So generally, the member of the board of management of SEBI comprises of those who are included or drawn from professional brokers, financial consultants, merchant bankers, investors, stock exchanges, authorities, finance ministry, everyone, right? So the board generally consists of a chairman, two members from Government of India, Ministry of Law and Finance, one member from RBI, and two other members. The head office of SEBI is in Mumbai. So, what are the objectives? Why SEBI is set up? First one, to protect the interest of investors. Generally, to safeguard the small investors or the medium scale investors, which helps to encourage a steady flow of savings in the people in this capital market at SEBI works for. Then, to provide a conducive environment, for all, for raising money by capital market. Okay, how they do is they put up some rules, regulations, or the trade practices, fair trade practices, why a particular thing is to happen like this, so that there is no malpractices, there is no frauds. Then to render efficient services, so they provide efficient services through the brokers, merchant bankers, and other financial intermediaries. We have seen many intermediaries who come under this particular criteria. Then to regulate the business of intermediaries, SEBI would make efforts to bring about necessary enactments for regulating business intermediaries such as NBFCs, chit funds, mutual funds, and all. So a particular business has to be done like this. So that is the regulation put up by SEBI, so that there is no fraudulent practices. Next one, to provide proper infrastructure. So whatever infrastructure is necessary for a particular business or particular intermediary or a particular stock exchange, that is taken care of by the SEBI. To develop healthy and orderly securities market. So the most important thing, the objective of SEBI is to develop a healthy securities market for a longer period. It's not that you invest in the company or invest in the shares and securities and you keep it for a smaller term. The SEBI wants to have faith, okay, faith in a particular stock exchange, so that you can keep it for a longer point of time. And the last one is to promote investors education. So it helps to make aware of their rights and regulations, the rules, whatever is there, and it helps, the SEBI helps you to give the information regarding each and every securities and to maintain liquidity and safety in the market. Okay, and the next one is the functions of SEBI: stock exchange regulation, stock broker regulation, collective investigation schemes regulation, investors protection, and others. So stock exchange regulation, SEBI is empowered to regulate the business in stock exchanges. So it helps to prohibit unfair trade practices in securities market, and for this purpose SEBI has to perform the following activities, that is conducting inquiries when and where required, auditing of stock exchanges, calling for information, undertaking inspections when and where necessary. Second one is stock broker regulation. SEBI has made compulsory the registrations, that is stock exchanges, and to regulate the working of stock brokers, sub brokers, share transfer agents, bankers to issue, portfolio management managers, etc. So it has made a regulation even for the stock brokers as to this is how you are going to work. Then third one is collective investigation scheme regulations. SEBI regulates the working of collective investment scheme, CIS, including your mutual funds and other funds. Fourth one, investors protection. So as earlier discussed, SEBI gives the protection to investors. That is what market regulators are for, basically, to check the interest of investors, how well the interest of investors is taken care of. And the last one, SEBI has to regulate the primary and secondary markets. Every issue of securities by company to the public is subject to clearance from SEBI. So whatever issue is to be done, it is to be done through SEBI, directly or indirectly, prohibiting insider trading in securities and regulating substantial acquisition of shares and takeover of companies. So this is also taken care by SEBI. Then conducting extensive research of securities market when and where necessary, performing such other functions as may be prescribed by the government. If in case at a particular point of time in the economy, if there is something to be taken questioned about or taken care of as prescribed by the government, SEBI looks after that. So these are the functions of SEBI, may be asked for 5 or 15 marks. Next, very important, the last concept probably is powers of SEBI. First one, information. SEBI has the power to call periodic returns from the stock exchanges. Similarly, SEBI has the power to call any other information from recognized stock exchanges. So SEBI asks for information when and where necessary. Whenever there is any practices which are to be questioned, or they find any fraudulent practices taking place in particular stock exchange, the power is with SEBI to ask for the information. Second one, stock exchange regulations. So the following are the powers of SEBI relating to the regulation of stock exchanges. There are many. Let us discuss a few. Licensing of dealers in securities, right? If there are any licenses to be given, it is to be done through a SEBI. Compel a public company to list its shares. Any public company which has not listed its shares, it can compel. Furnishing the annual reports by recognized stock exchanges. It is the duty of every stock exchange, as we have seen earlier. It is the duty of every stock exchange to list its annual reports to SEBI. Issuing directions to stock exchanges in general, or to make or to amend the rules. Any amendments are to be taken place in a stock exchange, it is to be done through SEBI. Supervision of business of recognized stock exchange. So how a particular business is going on. Okay, it's supervision, it's suspension if any, in case. And the last one is grant and withdrawal of recognized stock exchanges. Then if any grant is to be given to a stock exchange or withdrawal of recognition is to be done, that is done through the stock exchange. Thank you. So this completes your syllabus. This is the last chapter. The notes has been sent to you. Hope you have a good day. Thank you.